We are meeting on matters which relate to the Ministry of Corporate Affairs. So I'm thankful that we have MOS Rao Indrajit Singh ji today with me, and also Secretary Corporate Affairs. The matter that I'd like to draw your attention on is about the Supreme Court's order yesterday on the Antariksh Devas issue. You are aware that Antariksh had approached the NCLT asking for liquidation of Devas. And that was sometime early 2021, in January of 2021, post which the final order of the NCLT was issued in May 2021, which ordered a liquidation of the Devas, which the Devas went on an appeal to the NCLAT. The NCLAT also gave its order in September of 2021, upholding the order issued by NCLT that it should be indeed liquidated. Post that, Devas again went on an appeal to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court, after hearing both the sides, gave its order yesterday, upheld the NCLT and NCLAT order for liquidating Devas. The Supreme Court has actually given a very comprehensive order. And in fact, I'd like to draw a few of their observations as a part of their judgment. But before that, I want to just broadly mention to you what this is all about. I'm sure many of you all who've been watching this whole process since 2005, when Antariksh entered into an agreement with Devas, and that itself became a controversy during the UPA government. Agreement was signed during UPA in 2005, and post the agreement, it took 6 full years for the UPA themselves to cancel the order in 2011. And even when they cancelled it, glimpses of what was completely wrong against national security, that it was a fraud upon the people of India, a fraud on the treasury of India, and a fraud against the country, was obvious. Several of you in the media have covered it then. And it was therefore sometime in February 2000, UPA government itself thought it fit to cancel this order, cancel this agreement between Devas and Antariksh. There are several statements given in that context by the Congress ministers then. And not to forget that year, just a couple of months before the cancellation of this, a sitting minister was arrested in the UPA government. And that was also a big scandal. So the cancellation comes in the sequence of one scandal, minister gets arrested, the next scandal, where the agreement between Antariksh, which was part of the ISRO's own commercial wing, with Devas, which was a private entity, and giving away for pittance a rare S-band spectrum, which is only used largely by defense forces. So this kind of a selling of primary endowments, whether it is under the soil as mineral wealth, or wavelengths, or satellites, or spectrum band, and anything else, giving it away to the private parties and making a deal out of it, marks the feature of the Congress governments. And this today, after nearly 10, 11 years of struggle, we've had Supreme Court come out with a comprehensive order. Just a proof of how repeatedly the Congress party, when in power, misuses its position, allows blatant selling of resources of the government, resources of the people of India for pittance. The statements given then clearly tell you how brazen this attempt was. The cabinet didn't even know about such a brazen agreement, whereby 90% of yet to be launched satellites were already agreed and given away to private parties. The GSLV-6 and GSLV-6A were not even launched yet. The cabinet hadn't even approved it yet. But 90% of these two satellites' utilization was already, through an agreement, given away to a private party. In 2011, in an interview to a television channel, the telecom minister then, and this is Shri Kapil Sibal, said that the cabinet was not even aware of the details of Antariksh Devas deal. ISRO is something which comes under the PMO. Dr. Manmohan Singh in February 24, 2011 says there was no question of Prime Minister's office being asked to approve this deal. It never came to that level. Unquote. And it further says only the launch of 2 satellites came to the cabinet. It did come to the Space Mission Commission. But it, that is Devas Antariksh deal, was not mentioned even in the cabinet note that there was a specific commitment under this agreement. The Prime Minister clarifies. What did Devas offer? That itself shows how blatant this agreement was and that it was a fraud. Just listen, today we have the benefit of hindsight. 10 years later, we know what are the kind of services which we are getting through telecom and what we may or may not get through the satellite, which is not in the reach of everybody. Devas offered a bouquet of services known as Devas Services through a device called Devas device in a hybrid mode of transmission, which is a combination of satellite and terrestrial transmission, and which is called Devas technology, but none of which existed when they signed the agreement, nor existed when the agreements were cancelled, and probably to an extent doesn't exist even today. That's where the fraud begins. And the CAG, which comes out with a report in 2012, says, first of all, these are not within the scope of the SATCOM, which is Satellite Communication Policy, and approving of digital multimedia broadcasting or direct-to-home broadcasting. All these services are the prerogative of the Government of India. and no any one particular commercial entity belonging to any department could give that away. But Antariksh gave it away, did not tell the cabinet. And it went on till today, becoming a big legal tussle. Of course, the CBI, since 2015, has got cases going on under the PCA, Prevention of Corruption Act. The ED has also come in with a first information report in 2015. Some assets were attached. I'm just very quickly moving to the fact that internationally too, there are now arbitral awards coming up, just to highlight what this greed of the UPA has done. They may have cancelled the order in 2011, but Government of India under Prime Minister Modi is fighting in every court to make sure that this fraud doesn't get away. Do you want to know the irony of how this has been handled by the government? In 2011, when the whole thing was cancelled, an arbitration set course, meaning Devas went with the ICC saying cancellation was wrong, they should be made good for it. In July 2011, they were asked to appoint, Antariksh was asked to appoint an arbitrator from its side. Devas would do it from their side, arbitration will go on. Antariksh did not even appoint an arbitrator, continuing this fraud. Government of India did not tell Antariksh that he should appoint an arbitrator and go fight. They did not, they just kept off, saying, whatever happens, let's see. Having cancelled it, they did not appoint an arbitrator to fight for the right and defend the Government of India. Did they leave it there? In August 2011, again they were reminded, appoint somebody for this arbitration. And they were given 21 days only to appoint an arbitrator to fight for it, so that the Government of India doesn't have to pay for having cancelled and rightly cancelled it. Even the 21 days went away, they did not appoint an arbitrator, which means what couldn't be given through the deal, through arbitration and everything else, the fraud that was perpetrated on us would get paid in the name of damages. That arbitration award had to come in 2015 after Modi's government comes, and we take it up all in seriousness and fight from then. Even worse, even in 2011, for having given away the S-band, which is a very sensitive band, which is a spectrum band, which is very rarely used and by defense only, for having given away the S-band for a throwaway price, they did not even invoke national security when the arbitration began.